All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. At double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see, this article is from hoodline.com, and it's 414, call Yabashim Shai, or 414, right? It says LVMPD, which is Las Vegas Metro Police Department, launches Project Blue Sky Phase 2, integrating drone hubs to boost response and safety in Las Vegas, right? So we understand ultimately what Esau is, coming down the pipe to do. It's all about a more intense measure of surveillance, ultimately to watch the skies, man. We understand he's doing it in terms of surveillance with, satellites and things of that sort. But now he wants to get closer unto the public, man. He already has the phones, tapped in and things of that sort, computers. But he wants global surveillance to where he can minimize the number of physical men and or troops, to direct order, right? And when receiving this article, it reminded me of the movie The First Purge, the one where it's Jake, Northern and Southern Kingdom in it, right? Because what happened when Jake decided to rouse up and fight against E and his system? They sent like 2 or 3 drones out there and brought judgment unto all them niggas except one, right? They pulled up in the blacked out SUV trucks with the guns and ammo on them, and Jake got lit up in that movie, man. And that was through what? It was through the drones. Same way you got these niggas in Chicago talking about how they want to go to war with the guard, man, or the troops. He don't need physical people to kill off you niggas, man. This is ultimately just another part of his sword. And I want to get into the article. It says the LVMPD is pushing the envelope in law enforcement and public safety, right? And we understand E is going to use it for the means of control, right? Not safety. Because here it is. And you have, what was it? I believe the elders brought out the statistic of, 400,000 kids? It's either 400 to 600,000 kids in the U.S. alone are kidnapped and are going missing. So he could be using this type of technology for the purpose of finding the children, man. But rather, he's going to do it to make sure that his opposition or those that are adverse unto his plans, can't move freely. So matter of fact, that's enough talking. I want to grab this precept. This Psalms 56. And I'm going to start here at 4. I'm reading in the NLT. It says, I praise Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, for what he has promised. I trust in the Most High Yahweh, so why should I be afraid? What mere mortals do to me? What can mere mortals do to me? All right, I'm going to read that again. It says, I trust in the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, so why should I be afraid? What can mere mortals do to me? They're always twisting what I say, and we understand that we're going to be persecuted, right? Defamed and treated, as the scripture says in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter. And we know E uses his AI, and that's going to be a tool, another part of the sword that E is going to use in order to persecute the men of the Lord, man. He has the audios from our videos, so it's nothing for him to just, switch up the wording, and have us say anything that he wants us to say. Now, is it going to be real? No, because we're not carnal men, and he's going to bring forth a carnal message. And we're spiritual men, but we understand this is what he's going to do. He's going to try to twist what we say, to make us look as if we're the face and the problem of everything that's going on here in the States, man, and really worldwide. He already called us prophets of doom, right? So it says, they are always twisting what I say. They spend their days plotting to harm me, right? It says, they come together to spy on me, watching my every step, eager to kill me. And this is just another part of that spying, of that surveillance, right? It says, which follows the highly effective phase 1 deployment of mobile drone as a first responder directly into patrol vehicles, right? It says, with over 1,100 missions that aided in 169 incidents and supported the arrest of 386 suspects, the project's successes have paved the way for the second phase recently put into action, aimed at elevating the swift deployment and reach of these high-tech surveillance tools. And it's funny because at camp, we've seen drones over us, man. You know, and brothers have spotted them out, called them out, you know, and then the drones will disappear. Now, whether it's from a civilian drone or ease drone, it doesn't matter. It was a foreshadow of the things to come, right? Now it says, has recently put to action aimed at elevating the swift deployment and reach of these high-tech surveillance tools. Last week, LVMPD turned a page on technological advancement with the launch of Phase 2, introducing remotely piloted drones as a first responder. Right? We also understand that E is losing forth his manpower, right? With individuals feeling as if they're not protected, you know, because what they're going into these scenes, the unknown can happen. So this is seen for them as a safer way to lock down on crime, or what they deem as crime, right? Another thing as well, it was a spirit. Yahweh Shema Shah had me do a lesson on this some years back, man. And it was basically how the army was trying to recruit gamers, you know, to pilot drones in certain aircraft, right, that they didn't have to physically be in, because they gave the statistic that it's easier for a gamer to understand the controls of a controller or of a certain program, because they're already in the mindset of figuring out the manual controls for any game. You know, it's like something that they just get adapted to quicker, because they're already in that mode of figuring out that system, right? So it's going to be nothing for E to recruit people in this time with these drones to man them, you know? And he can have it be done in the sense of where you don't even have to be at the station to do it. You know, this could be what you call it? One of those jobs where you can remote in, right? Because all you're doing is controlling the system. You're not physically driving this plane or this drone. No, it's all going to be through a computer anyways, right? So we see where this is coming down to, man. It's going to be a prison planet. And we warned you of it, man. The scripture tells us, hey, matter of fact, let's just grab it. It's matter of fact, I'll grab it in the blue. It's 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11. And it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? We're not ignorant of what he is actually trying to accomplish, man. You know, it's very plain to us, because Yahweh Shema Shah gave us the eyes to see, right? So we understand everything that he's implementing is ultimately for control, man. It's for control. And if you don't believe it, just watch and see. Hey, you'll be caught up in it, right? So going back here, it says this transformation includes the integration of skyports, which are essentially drone hubs located at police and fire stations across the valley. A hive of 3 drones per station, providing seamless transitions between recharging, uploading critical mission data, right? So they're going to be recording. They're going to have microphones on them, right? More than likely, he'll have some type of a flashlight or a light. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw a couple grenades or smoke bombs or whatever type of artillery on this drone, right? Because if Jake start peeping that, oh, the drones is coming, then niggas will just start shooting them down. He himself will start shooting them down, right? So you got to understand that he's going to already be prepared. It's like here for that aspect, right? It says providing seamless transitions between recharging, uploading critical mission data, and staying primed for the next call. These drones are designed to launch quickly in response to incidents, a strategy that is a tactical game changer, enhancing both officer safety, there it is, and response time in critical situations. Amid concerns that may arise with such technologies, LVMPD assures that the public and about it's like it assures the public about accountability and safety measures ingrained. Every flight is logged, audited, and tied to an active incident. They've also enacted strict policies to safeguard privacy, which just probably mean they'll blur out, if they're around houses, they'll blur out, all the house numbers except the one that they're looking for. They'll blur out license plate information, stuff like that, right? It says, moreover, these drones aren't just about surveillance. Here it is. They're equipped with safety features, including parachutes, just in case they get shot at the air or it's bad weather and, a propeller or whatever pops off and they are pushed down, right? It says, and tampering with one is legally akin to the damaging of a patrol vehicle. So anybody that basically shoots at it, or actually knocks it down, hey, now you're going to be now you're going to be guilty of damaging a patrol vehicle. Really worse because the price, right? But this is all part of that draconian rule, man. Because ultimately it shows that, as the scripture says, the devil knoweth that he have but a short time. He knows that since his time is running short, it's time to crack down on the how can you say it? The little factors that will help him achieve his new world order, right? Because all this is drones. They already got cameras everywhere. You got cameras in your phone. But now they can have it on the run. They can have something, because you could throw your phone away. But how are you running away from a drone, that can get at eye level with you? That can chase you where a helicopter can't. That can get into the places where a car may not be able to. A nigga try to hop a wall next to a freeway. The helicopter can't go under there. The patrol car can drive under, but it's going to take however long for that officer, to get out that vehicle and then chase that nigga down, man. Just have a drone do it, right? So this is what we're coming down into, man. Hey, watch the movie The Hunger Games and things of that sort. They have drones all throughout that movie. That's how they're able to capture the faces and where those people are at, along with them having, the CHI to the P, man. But this is on Revelation 13. And I'll start here at that's 11. So like, I was like, where's my precept? Here we go. It's Revelation 13:11. And it reads, and I held another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. 2 horns representing the ancient plebeian and patrician, which are now your modern day Democrat and republics. Left wing, right wing, it's the same bird, same system, right? It says 2 horns. Horns represent power. And it says like a lamb, giving the appearance of docility. Each party, every 4 years gives, a blank speech on how they plan to help its believers, so to speak, man. Right? They give you these vain words to up your hope and trust within them. And what happens? It always fails, time after time, right? But you trusting in that shadow of Egypt is to your detriment, right? It says he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? When we go into this word dragon, it's going to go into Draco. G1404, dragon, a great serpent, a name for Satan, right? It says dragon. As a matter of fact, I'll grab it in the Edom. Dragon or Dracon. Draconian, right? The ancient Greek statesman in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe or harsh. Draco, Dracon, name of the Archon of Athens, who laid down a code of laws for Athens that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. His name seems to mean literally sharp-sided. So there it is, man, right? He is going to start bringing forth more punishable crimes or punishable consequences for those that commit, all types of crime, any crime, man. Anything he deems that you're worthy of death for, is going to be a target on your back. And most importantly, the men of the Lord, All we're doing really is preaching the words of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, the Bible, man. But he deems this as a threat, because we're blowing the trumpet. Much like in the time of Jericho, as we circled those walls, and blew the trumpets, and ultimately Yahweh Shem Al Shai allowed that vibration to bring those walls down. And we know in this time, the same thing is being done in the spirit. The Lord is allowing the vibration of his word to impact this society, man, to where it's shaking the foundations thereof. And ultimately that last stone, when we go into the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, speaks about that stone cut without hands, right? Speaking of Yahweh Shai, is being thrown at that statue, man, right? And what happens? It comes crumbling down. So doing this, setting up a new standard, this is not just going to happen in Vegas, man. It's going to happen all across the country. Vegas is just a soft launch, so to speak. And once they get the statistics of how good this program is becoming, and the crime that it's prevented, and the cases that it's solved, guess what? It's going to be in a city near you. It's that simple, So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.